I can honestly say that I have a moment where I feel like my subscribers right now. And what I mean by that is a story that I'm about to bring to you literally happened legit in my backyard. Like, I'm not even saying that just to say it, like legit in my backyard. And I was not aware of it. I had to find this out through the Yahoo News app. Then Caressa McKnight actually sent me an email from the same source that I had just got maybe within seconds of me seeing it. And I wish I could say I was surprised, but if I was one of the people that was shocked about everything, I would just say that I'm disappointed. And this story is going to lead and segue into something that many of us have talked about before, but something like this could put a dent into those plans if those plans ever came about. So in this picture, you see two individuals. On the left, you see a man by the name of Michael Owen Jr., and on the right, you see a man by the name of William Howard Green. Now, of course, on the left, Michael Owen Jr. is a cop. He's a 10-year veteran with the Prince George's County Police Department. And William Howard Green, he was a regular run-of-the-mill citizen. So the story goes that Michael Owen Jr. placed William Howard Green under arrest. I don't know what the situation was. I think they said it was some drug-related incident. Handcuffed him, put him in the police cruiser. And for some reason, William Howard Green ended up dead in this man's custody. How did that happen? Because Michael Owen Jr. shot him and killed him while he was handcuffed in the car. Now, when I found out this story had came out of Prince George's County and where it was reported from in the county, I already knew that one, the victim was black, and two, that 9 times out of 10, the cop was black. It could have been a toss-up, but when I found out he was black, I said that doesn't surprise me. Anyone who lives in the Prince George's County area, especially where this story came out of, you would know what the demographic is. When I heard that this man was shot and killed while handcuffed in the police cruiser, it reminded me of that story that came from one of those southern states where they said this black man was shot in the head while handcuffed and they tried to say it was a suicide. Only we know that it was a palm color cop who did it, but I think they found a way to get him off, and that some reason that suicide story actually stuck. Well, I can honestly say that this one will not be classified as a suicide because Michael Owen Jr. has been charged with murder, and rightfully so. See, if this was a white cop that did this to this man, he probably would have been able to skate on by with this. But with this being a black cop, I highly doubt it. Now, what I wanted to segue into, and I'm going to get back into the story, is we have said plenty of times how we need more black cops to be in areas that are predominantly black because we know what the tensions are when it comes to police citizen relationships, especially when the citizen is a black individual. But this right here puts a dent in that when you have a black cop who literally is doing what a white cop has traditionally done. And that's to kill someone in their custody when they are of no threat to this person whatsoever. This man is in handcuffs. His hands are most likely behind his back. What kind of threat could he possibly been to this man? And he just straight up shot and killed him. This is why the trust level for cops from black people in particular is very, very low. Like to the point where it could be below zero. It's damn near in the negatives at this point. It probably is. Now, I haven't even read the story yet. I'm just going based off of just the first few sentences I've read from this story. Now, like I told you in the beginning, I was completely unaware of this story here. I don't even know when it happened. It sounds very recent, but I'm not sure because they hit him with these charges. But this story could have easily happened last week for all we know. But I'm going to go ahead and read the article and see what else we can find out. A Maryland police officer who fatally shot a handcuffed man in the front seat of a police cruiser will face a murder charge, according to the police chief. Prince George's County Police Chief Hank Stawinski said during a news conference that he asked his special investigations response team to file multiple charges, including a second-degree murder count against Corporal Michael Owen Jr., a 10-year veteran of the force. Owen was also charged with voluntary and involuntary manslaughter, first-degree assault, and use of a firearm in the commission of a crime of violence, according to a news release. Look at all of those charges he has been hit with. And I can honestly say I don't feel bad for him. Like, I cannot find not one thing to try to defend him for this whatsoever. He was arrested on Tuesday, department spokeswoman Jennifer Donnellan said. The victim was identified as William Howard Green, age 43, of Washington, D.C. Authorities did not reveal Green's race, citing department policy. Well, you can see that's his image right here. This is coming from the WUSA 9 website, which is the local affiliate through CBS here in the DMV area. Stawinski called the announcement the most difficult of his tenure as police chief. I am unable to come to our community this evening and provide you with a reasonable explanation for the events that occurred last night. I concluded what happened last night is a crime, so it happened. So it did happen on Monday, apparently. The deadly shooting occurred Monday night inside the cruiser after Prince George's County police officers responded to reports that a driver had struck multiple vehicles near the Temple Hills community. Department spokeswoman Christina Cotterman told news outlets during an earlier news conference. When officers located the driver, they smelled PCP and believed that the man was under the influence. However, Stawinski said later that PCP did not appear to have been involved. Stawinski also said he could not corroborate a witness account of a struggle in the cruiser. The officer got into the driver's seat after the suspect was taken into custody and placed in the front passenger seat, according to Cotterman, who said the conforms with department policy. A short time later, for reasons that are now at the center of the investigation, Green was shot 7 times by the officer's duty weapon. This man shot him 7 times. That's overkill. Mind you, he is still in handcuffs. Now I can see why he has all those charges. Because at first I'm like, why? At first I was wondering, how did he get all of those charges? Now that I see that he shot him 7 times, I can see why he does have all of those. Because I'm thinking maybe it was just one fatal shot. But he shot him 7 times. After the shooting, Owen and another officer removed Green from the cruiser and provided medical aid to Green, who died at a hospital a short time later. There are no circumstances under which this outcome is acceptable. You have my assurance that all of our methods and practices will be examined as this investigation proceeds. The shooting wasn't caught on body camera video because the officer didn't have one. Or did he just not turn it on? And if he didn't have one, they need to get him on that too, because they're always supposed to have it. Even if it's not on, he just didn't have it. Investigators were looking for surveillance cameras in that area that may have recorded the shooting. Owen has been placed on administrative leave prior to the announcement that charges will be filed against him. Owen had been involved in at least 2 other shootings during his time on the force. In 2011, he fatally shot a man who pointed a gun at him after Owen left an event at police headquarters. The department said Owen was placed on administrative leave after that incident, but there is no indication whether additional action was taken. In 2009, Owen was off duty when someone tried to rob him outside his home. Police officials said the would-be robber fired, but Owen was not hit and returned fire. The assailant fled. Prince George's State Attorney Aisha Braveboy said in a statement Tuesday that her office will conduct a thorough and independent investigation. We will seek truth and we will vigorously pursue justice in a way that is fair and responsible, Braveboy said. Once we have received all information and completed our own investigation and analysis, I assure you that my office will be transparent and accountable to the public about our findings and how we will move forward. Deborah Gian, legal director for the American Civil Liberties Union of Maryland, said in a statement that there is no reason for an officer to shoot a handcuffed suspect multiple times inside a patrol car. Gian said it is completely unacceptable that Prince George's County Police Department doesn't equip all of its officers with body cameras. These deaths are completely preventable, Gian said. Police characterize them as unavoidable, but they are not. And body camera footage will show that. I feel absolutely nothing for this man. Now, those two incidents that he was involved with before, like the robbing incident, that's one thing because that person infringed onto his property. That other one, that can be questionable. But this incident right here shot this man 7 times. Like I said again, he was handcuffed behind his back. How much of a threat could he have possibly be? And he didn't have his body camera on, so that doesn't help his case whatsoever. So if he even tried to defend himself through that body camera, he couldn't because there's no evidence to back up his claim of a defense. Like he literally pretty much might as well just shot his own self in the foot. And they didn't specify or say anything about any dash cam footage, and that wouldn't help because that directs the camera to the outside of the car. And this happened while he was on the inside, which means he would be on the opposite side of the camera's view. So this guy's probably going to get sent up the river. Why he's on administrative leave, I have no clue. But something tells me he's most likely going to end up getting fired. And there most likely will definitely be a trial, and he's most likely going to go to jail. And you don't have to worry about him getting transferred. This is too much. And because he has, look at him. He's not going to get that same treatment as his palm color counterparts. You can guarantee that. But I offer my condolences to this man's family. Like, I mean, what a way to go. Like, that's crazy. You know, they say dead men don't talk. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.